Hi, welcome to a tutorial on discounts from careerright.com. Discounts has its base in percentages and is generally asked in combination with profit and loss in placement tests, job interviews and all other competitive exams. These exams have 1 to 2 sums of discounts. Today, we learn how to quickly solve all types of discount sums that may be asked in exam. You can practice discounts and other quantitative aptitude topics on careerright.com, which has 1000 plus aptitude questions and practice tests for you. So let's get started. Let us understand what is the meaning of discount. Now say this is a book and the price of the book is say rupees 250. Okay, rupees 250. If you are buying this book and say if the shopkeeper is giving you say 50 rupees off or 50 rupees discount. So what does that mean? That means you have to pay 50 rupees less. That means the price of the book now for you would be 250 minus 50 equal to rupees 200. That so discount means paying less amount of money or giving less. That is the meaning of discount. Generally discount is can be given or expressed in terms of absolute values like 50, 100, etc. Or it most of the times, like say in most of the sums, discount is expressed in terms of percentage, that is 10%, 12%. Okay, whenever you go out for shopping you will see that there is flat 50% off, then there is up to 40% off and all this stuff. So this off which is given, flat 50% off or 40% off, that is nothing but discount, right? So discount is nothing but paying less money. So now if this is a book and if a person is giving 10% discount on this, that means you have to pay 10% less amount of money. So how much money you will actually pay? That would be total percentage we have seen. Okay, that is nothing but any object which is there, that is always taken as 100%. That entire object is 100%. Now price of the book is 250. So 250 price is nothing but 100%. Out of that discount is 10%. So minus 10%, right? So you will get 90%. So the price of the book now is 90%, right? So you will just have to pay 90% of 250 rupees, and that is nothing but the price of the book for you. So whenever they have given discount, it means that you just have to remove that percentage from 100%, and that remaining thing is nothing but the price that you have to pay. Now there are some terms which are very important and are related to discount. Let us see what the terms are. The first term is marked price. See on the left hand side corner, marked price. Second is list price. Third is advertised price. Okay, advertised price. All these three things mean the same. Now let us see what these three things mean. Let us say on the over here we have our book. Okay, price of the book is 250 rupees. That is nothing but the marked price or list price or advertised price. This is the price which is written on the book, that is 250 rupees. On that the shopkeeper gives say 10% discount. Okay, so this is nothing but discount. So how much now the book will cost? Now 10% of 250. What is 10% of 250? Just put a decimal point. So 10% is nothing but 25 rupees. So 25 rupees is discount. So now the price is 250 minus 25, that is 225 rupees. This is nothing but the selling price of the book. So shopkeeper will sell the book after discount, will sell the book at this price 225. So what have we seen over here? See at the right hand side bottom, marked price is always greater than selling price. Okay, so marked price or list price or advertised price is always greater than selling price, because we give a discount on marked price and then we subtract the discount, and whatever is the remaining at that price we sell the book. So that is the selling price. So marked price is greater than selling price. So remember this. Okay, now let's move on to another concept called as successive discounts. Many a times in exam, you will come across a problem which says that a person got two successive discounts, okay, two successive discounts of say 10% and 5%. So what is the equivalent discount? Now what does successive discount means? For example, if an object is of say 1000 rupees, then the first discount would be 10%, right? Then we'll reduce this 10% from this 1000 rupees, then we'll get some price, say it is A, B, C, then again we'll give a discount of 5% on this price, this new price, and then we get the final price. So this is nothing but successive discounts. First discount, okay, then the second discount. Now instead of calculating it by this method, there's a very simple and small formula or a tip, we can call it, okay, to find equivalent discount. For example, if there are two discounts of 10% and 5%, then what is equivalent single discount? Okay, that means on combining these two, okay, what exactly amount, what percent discount the person finally gets. So single equivalent discount can be given by add minus multiply by 100. Whenever there are two discounts, single equivalent discount of these two discounts is given by add minus multiply by 100. What is add? Add is nothing but add both the discounts 10% and 5% minus multiply. Multiply means multiply both the discounts, 10 into 5 upon 100. What do we get over here? 15 minus, this is 50 upon 100, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. 15 minus 0.5 is 14.5%. So this is nothing but successive discounts. This is the formula to find single equivalent discount instead of a single equivalent discount of two separate discounts, two successive discounts. If there are three successive discounts, we will find it out later on how to tackle that. But if there are two successive discounts, we can find the single equivalent discount, okay, in relation to these two successive discounts by this formula. What is the formula? Add minus multiply by 100. Add minus multiply by 100. Remember, this 100 is under multiply, it is not under add, okay? It is add minus multiply by 100. Add minus multiply by 100. Let's see some of the sums related to discounts. Question number 1. During monsoon clearance sale, Amit buys a shirt at double discount of 20% and 10%. At what price he bought the shirt if marked price was rupees 1000? That means there was a shirt, okay, over here there was a shirt and there was a price tag, that means marked price was 1000 rupees. Amit got a double discount, 20% and 10%, that means he got successive discounts, right? And we want to find out at what price he bought the shirt. Now we can solve it in two ways. One is by the successive discount tip which we learnt earlier, and one is by normal way. So instead of solving by successive discount way, we'll do it by the normal way, because ahead we are going to use the successive discount tip. So let's now solve it by normal method, okay? So price of the shirt is 1000 rupees. How much was the first discount? 20%, right? So what will be the price of the shirt now? 100% minus 20%, that would be 80% of the marked price, right? Why? Because 20% discount has been subtracted out of the total price. 20% discount is subtracted, so what remains is just the 80%. So Amit has to pay now 80%. What is this 80% of marked price? Percentage means we know divide by 100 of is multiplication, marked price is 1000. This is 10, so 800. So after giving 20% discount, the price of the shirt becomes 800 rupees. Now take this 800 over here. This is the new price, right? Now again Amit gets 10% discount on this 800 rupees, right? So what is the price now? It would be 100% minus 10%, that is nothing but 90% of this new price, that is 800 rupees. That would be 90 upon 100 into 800, this gets out, so 720 rupees. So the final price at which Amit bought the shirt was 720 rupees. See how easy it was. If we know the percentage discount, okay, if we know the percentage discount, what we can do is we can simply subtract it and get directly the price of the shirt after discount, right? Or there's another way. What you can do is 20% discount is there. So what is 20% of 1000? That is nothing but 20 upon 100 into 1000, that would be 200 rupees. That means discount is 200 rupees. So the new price is 1000 minus 200, 800 rupees. Same way, now the price is 800. Discount is 10%. 10% of 800 is 80, right? So now the new price or the final price which Amit pays is 800 minus 80 rupees. That would be rupees 720. Both ways it is same. Okay, this way or this way, both it is same. We get the same answer. Moving to question number 2. If successive discounts are 15% and 10%, then what is its single equivalent discount? Now what tip we have seen? Single equivalent discounts or single equivalent discount of 2 successive discounts is nothing but add minus multiply, okay, divided by 100. So what it would be? 15 plus 10 minus 15 into 10 divided by 100, that is 25 minus 10. 10s are 1.5, that would be 23.5%, right? This is the single equivalent discount. Let us prove this, that this is the single equivalent discount. Let's see how. Let us assume the price is 100 rupees, okay, of an object. First discount is 15%, right? 15% discount is first. So what is the price now? That would be 100% minus 15%, that would be 85% of the original price, right? Original price, that is 85% of 100, that is rupees 85. So new price is 85. Now 85 rupees is the new price. Second discount given is 10%. Okay, what is the final price? 100% minus the 10% discount. So the person has to pay 90% of the new price. What is the new price? 85 rupees. So person has to pay 90%. Percentages divided by 100 of 85 rupees. That is 90 into, now this is nothing but 0.85. 85 divided by 100. Take this 10, take this 0 over here, you will have 9 into 8.5. That would be 9 5s are 45, decimal 9 8 72 and 4 76.5. So the person has to pay 76 rupees and 50 paise, right? Original price was 100 rupees. The person is paying 76.5 rupees. Difference is rupees 23.5. Now 23.5 is nothing but the discount which the person has got, right? Now 23.5 rupees is nothing but discount on the original price of rupees 100. So what is 23.5? How much percent is 23.5 of 100? Very easy, quantity 1 upon quantity 2. 23.5, how much percent is 23.5 of 100? And since we want percent, multiply by 100, what do we get? 23.5%, which is nothing but this which we calculated. So see, here we showed, instead of calculating such a big manner, okay, such a big manner, much better use this formula for finding successive discounts. It is very easy to remember. You don't have to do anything. Just remember, add minus multiply by 100. Add minus multiply by 100. Even if you repeat it 10 times, you will be able to remember it immediately over here. Moving to question number 3. Question number 3. If successive discounts are 10%, 20% and 30%, then what is its single equivalent discount? Now earlier we saw 2 successive discounts. Now here we have 3 successive discounts. What to do? Do not worry. Again, this is very easy to solve. Let us see how to do it. 10%, 20% and 30%. Okay, these are the 3 discounts. First take any two. Let us say I take 10 and 20. Find the equivalent discount. What is it? Equivalent discount is add minus multiply upon 100. What do we get? 10 plus 20 minus 10 into 20 upon 100. What do we get over here? 30 minus, this is 200 upon 100. 2, we get 28%, right? This is, we write it over here, 28%. Equivalent discount of these two is 28%. Now take this, take the third discount and find the equivalent. What it would be? Add minus multiply divide by 100. So that would be nothing but 58 minus the zeros get cancelled. We have 2.8 into 3, that would be 58 minus 8.4, that would be 49.6%. This is the single equivalent discount in relation to the 3 successive discounts that you get. If there are 4 discounts, say 1, 2, 3 and 4, what will you do? Find equivalent of this, find equivalent of this, and whatever the answer you get here and here, find equivalent of this and you get the answer, final answer or single equivalent discount. See, it is very easy. Just remember this small formula and you will be able to solve the sums. Moving to question number 4. 2 successive discounts with the first being 20% were given on a table having marked price of rupees 6,400. Finally, it was sold for rupees 4608. How much was the second discount? Again, very easy. This can be solved in 2 ways, one by the successive discount formula and one by normal way. Let's solve it by the normal way instead of successive discount method. Okay, that is also easy, but let's go on with the normal way. Now the first discount is 20%. Do we know the second discount? No. Let us assume the second discount to be A%. What have they given? Marked price is 6,400 rupees, 6,400. The first discount given is 20%, right? So what will be the price after discount? It would be 100% minus 20% discount, that would be 80% of the marked price or the original price, that would be 80 upon 100 into 6,400. Okay, what do we get over here? 640 into 8. I shifted the 0 over here because it makes easier, makes the calculations easier. We get 800, 8 4s are 32, 8 6 are 48, 50 and 5120. Now this is the price after the first discount. Take that price over here. Now the price is 5120. Now the second discount that is given is A%, right? So now what is the price that the person has to pay after A% discount? That would be 100% minus A%, right? This is the price the person has to pay. That is nothing but 100 minus A%, right? 100 minus A% is the price that the person has to pay after A% discount, and 100 minus A% of the new price. What is the new price? 5120. Okay, so what that would mean? 100 minus A upon 100, because percentage sign is divided by 100 multiplied by 5120. This is the price which the person has to pay or the table is sold at after giving the second discount. Now, but they have given that the table was sold for 4608 rupees after giving 2 successive discounts. That means 4608 rupees is nothing but this price, right? Whatever we have found out, it is nothing but this price over here. So let's calculate. What do we get over here? 100 minus A upon 100 would be equal to 5120. Okay, that would be 4608 divided by 5120. Now this looks like it is divisible by 2. So 2 2s are 4, 4 1, 2 2s are 4, 11, 2 5s are 10, 6, 2 5 6 0. Here we have 2 3 0 4. Okay, now again this looks like it is divisible by 4. Let us see what do we get. 4 6 are 24, 16, 640. This is divisible by 4 4. 5s are 37, 26, 576, 6. This is divisible by 8, 80. Okay, 8 into 80. 8 7s are 16, 2. So we get 72 upon 80. Okay, 8 tens are 8 nines are. So what do we have? Let's calculate it over here on the right hand side. We'll have 100 minus a upon 100 would be equal to 9 upon 10. Okay, this goes over here, 100 minus a. Okay, this 100 minus a would be equal to 9. So a would be equal to 90. 9 into 10, 90. A would be equal to 10%. So the second discount is nothing but 10%. See how easily we got it. In exam with practice, you will be able to solve this sum in hardly say 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, this is very easy. You just have to calculate. It took time to calculate over here, but I calculated it to show you that these can get divided. You will get better answers. You can be very quick at calculations and you will get the answer very quickly. Now moving on to question number 5. Sonali could not decide between a discount of 30% or two successive discounts of 25% and 5%, both given on shopping of rupees 2000. What is the difference between both the discounts? Now over here we will solve this by the successive discount tip which we have seen earlier. What is it? It is nothing but add minus multiply divided by 100, right? Add minus multiply divided by 100. What have they given over here? Sonali does a shopping of rupees 2000. She is given two choices. She can either get 30% discount, okay, or she can have two successive discounts of say 25% and 5%, right? Now she cannot decide between the two discounts. What we have to find is the difference between both discounts, right? So let us see what to do. Now shopping is of 2000, first option is of 30% discount. So how much is she saving or how much discount in rupees is she getting? That is nothing but 30% of 2000. That would be 30 upon 100 into 2000. That would be 30 into 20. That would be rupees 600. So in the first case, Sonali is saving rupees 600. Sonali is getting a discount of rupees 600. Now let's see in second case. We have two successive discounts. So what would be the single equivalent discount for both of them? Add 25 plus 5 by multiply. 25 into 5 by 100. This is 4, 5 by 4. So we will have 25, 30 minus 5 by 4. That is 1.25. That is 28.75%. Right? So she gets 28.75% discount in the second case. So how much in rupees is she actually saving or getting the discount? That is nothing but 28.75% of 2000, right? That is nothing but 28.75 upon 100 into 2000. This gets cancelled. We will get 28.75 into 20. So multiply by 2. What do we get? 2 5s are 10, 2 7 14, 15, 2 9, 2 8s are 16, 17, 2 to 4, 5 multiplied by 10. That would be 575 rupees. So in second case, she gets discount of 575 rupees. In the first case, she gets discount of 600 rupees. So what is the difference between both discounts? 600 minus 575. That would be rupees 25. So the difference between both discounts is rupees 25. Moving on. Question number 6. Which of the following will yield maximum discount on rupees 6896? First is two successive discounts of 5% and 5%. Second is single discount of 10%. Third is two successive discounts of 8% and 2%. Now you might think that this is pretty lengthy. Also the number given over here is looking a bit difficult and calculation will take time. But no, this is very easy. Okay, let us see how to solve it. You know the formula for successive discounts, that is nothing but add minus multiply by 100. Okay, and you just need to find out which of the following options will give you maximum discount. Now say if you get a discount of 10% on one object and say 20% on the same object, then which of this option will give you maximum discount? But obvious, this 20 is more than 10, so 20% discount means you will get more discount than this. Same way over here, we need not consider the amount at all. Do not consider over here the amount. Just find single equivalent percentages of these, and whichever percentage is higher, that will give you maximum discount. See how easy it was. Let's see the first option. What is the first option? Two successive discounts of 5% and 5%. So what is the single equivalent of this? Add minus multiply divided by 100. That would be 10 minus 25 upon 100 is 1 by 4, that is 0.25, that is 9.75%. Second one is very easy, it is given single discount of 10%, so it is 10% only. Third one, two successive discounts of 8% and 2%. What is the single equivalent of this? 8 plus 2 minus 8 into 2 by 100. 10 minus 16 upon 100. Okay. Now, instead of calculating this, we just want the maximum discount. No need to go into its calculation. Why? 10 minus, that means something is going to get subtracted from 10. Is that right? That means the value will be less than 10. We already have 10% over here, right? So this is nothing but largest, okay, amongst 9.75, 10% and some value which is little bit less than 10. Largest is nothing but 10. So this is the one. This option will give you maximum discount. See how easy it was. In exam you will be able to solve this in hardly 15 seconds. 10 to 15 seconds. Or sometimes always remember a small trick. Say if the percentage now over here is 10, okay, 10%, single discount of 10%. Now these two successive discounts are 5% and 5%. If you add 5 plus 5, what you will get? You will get 10. If you add this 8 plus 2, what you will get? You will get 10. Whenever such options are there, okay, always remember the single equivalent discount of 10% will always be greater than two successive discounts, okay, whose addition is 10. For example, let us say a discount is given of say 15%, single discount of 15%. This will always be greater than successive discount of 10% and 5%, or say take any value 2% and 13%. Addition of these 10 and 5 is 15. 2 and 13 is 15. So greater than this is nothing but single equivalent discount of 15%. You saw over here two successive discounts, equivalent discount came out to be 9.75, which is less than 10. Always remember single discount, not equivalent discount, single discount is always greater than successive discounts of the same value. Now moving to question number 7. Raj decides to sell his watch at 5% discount, but his brother buys it from him and he gives his brother 8% discount. Due to this, Raj gets rupees 45 less in profit. What was the marked price of the watch? Now over here what happens is that Raj wants to sell a watch, okay, right? So let us assume that this is the watch, okay, this is the watch, okay, and the marked price for the watch is say M rupees. Now Raj decides to sell the watch at 5% discount, but his brother is buying the watch, because of which what happens to the brother, he gives 8% discount, okay, that is 3% more plus 3%, right? 3%. Because of this what happens, Raj gets rupees 45 less in profit. What does that mean? The 3% discount which Raj gave on the marked price, 3% more discount which Raj gave on the marked price, gave him 45 rupees less. That means this 3% on the marked price is nothing but 45 rupees. Had he given 5% discount only, he would have got the same price as the previous one which he had decided. But because of this 3% extra discount, he gets 45 rupees less. That means this 3% discount is 45 rupees. That is 3% discount on marked price is rupees 45. So what we have to find is the marked price. Very easy. 3 upon 100, because percentage sign is 100, multiplied by marked price 45. 15. Marked price is rupees 1500. See how easy it was. Going to next question. Ramesh was getting two offers on a book having marked price rupees 800. Either two successive discounts of 20% each or two successive discounts of 30% and 10%. If Ramesh chose the better scheme, how much more he must have saved compared to the other scheme? Again, very easy. We know the formula for successive discounts: add minus multiply by 100. Okay, what is the first option given? two successive discounts of 20% each. So equivalent discount would be 20 plus 20 minus 20 into 20 by 100. That would be 5, this would be 4. So this would be 40 minus 4 equal to 36%. What is the second option given? Two successive discounts of 30% and 10%. So add minus 30 into 10 upon 100, that goes out to 40 minus 37%. That means Ramesh gets 1% more discount in the second case. Here it is 36%, here it is 37%. So Ramesh chooses this scheme, better scheme. Now they have asked how much more he must have saved compared to the other scheme. That means when he chose the second scheme, how much more did he save? He saved 1% more. Why? Because 37% minus 36% is 1%. So he saved 1% more. Now 1% which is there, that has to be calculated in terms of rupees. So that 1% saving is nothing but 1% of 800 rupees. That would be equal to 1 upon 100 into 800 equal to rupees 8. So Ramesh saves rupees 8 more while choosing the better scheme. See how easy it was using the simple formula. There was 25% off on handbags. Madhu bought a handbag. She also got a 10% discount for paying cash. She paid rupees 405. What was the price tag on the handbag? Again, very easy sum. Let's see how to solve it. There was handbag, there was 25% off on it. Okay, we do not know the price of the handbag, so let us assume the marked price be M rupees. On that, Madhu got 25% discount. Okay, after deducting 25%, there was some price. On that again she got 10% discount, right? And then she paid the final bill after these two discounts. Final bill was rupees 405. They have given 405 as the amount which she paid. Now, what does this mean? She got two successive discounts of 25% and 10%. So what is the single equivalent discount of these two? We know the formula for single equivalent discount: add minus multiply upon 100. So what do we get? We get 25 plus 10 minus 25 into 10 divided by 100. So that would be 35 minus 2.5, that would be 32.5% discount. So Madhu in total got 32.5% discount. So what price did Madhu pay? She simply paid 100% minus the discount, okay, that is 67.5% amount. So she paid 67.5% of what? Of the marked price, right? So she paid 67.5% of marked price, but we already know that Madhu paid 405 as the final bill. So 67.5% of marked price is nothing but rupees 405. So what would be the answer? Let's solve it. 67.5 upon 100, because percentage sign is divide by 100, multiplied by m equal to 405. Let's divide by 5. We have 81 over here. We have 5 ones are, 5 threes are 15, 25, 13.5 over here. Let's see if this is divisible by 3. Yes, 3 twos are 6. Then we'll have 21, 27. We get over here 3 4s are 12.5, 4.5. Okay, again, so we'll have over here 4.5 into m is equal to 2700, right? So again, let's see whether this is divisible by 5. We get 0.9 over here. We get 5 5s are 25, 24, 0. Yes, that would be m equal to 540 upon 0.9. That is 9.1s are 9, 60s are, that would be 600 rupees 600. So the marked price is rupees 600. See how easy it was to calculate the answer. Moving to the next question. Question number 10. Chandrika raised the price of their products by 40%. How much discount should they give so as to sell the products on no profit, no loss basis? Now this looks a little bit tricky or complicated. Not much is given over here, but To solve such kind of sums, okay, let us use a very small tip or a trick that would make this very easy. Now in percentages, okay, this will make it very easy, right? So now in percentages, what we have seen is that whenever we do not know how to proceed, what we do, let us assume that the price of the product is rupees 100, right? Now this will make it easier. Now they raised the price by 40%, so price is increased by 40% more. That means 40% of the original price, that is 100, so rupees 40 more. So price is increased by rupees 40 more. So what is the new price? New price is rupees 140. Now new price is rupees 140, so do not consider the old price at all, right? Now what are they saying is that how much discount should they give so as to sell the products on no profit no loss basis. Original price was 100 rupees, new price is 140 rupees, that means it is 40 rupees more. So if they want no profit no loss, then they should reduce the price by 40 rupees. Is that right? Did you get it? If you reduce the price by 40 rupees and sell the product at 100 rupees, you will be on no profit no loss basis, right? So what to do now? So we know that Chandrika should give a discount of rupees 40, right? But we want this discount in the format of percentage. So how to calculate how much is 40% of 140? Why did we take 140 and why did we not take 100? Because the new price is 140 now. We should not consider 100 anywhere. So how much is the discount? 40 rupees of 140. We have learnt in percentage, quantity 1 divided by quantity 2 multiplied by 100, because we want percentage. So what do we get over here? 400 divided by 14, that would be 200 divided by 7, that would be 7 2s are 14, 67 8s are 56, 40, 7.5%. So approximately 28.5% discount has to be provided by Chandrika so that they give rupees 40 off, and so that they'll sell the products on no profit no loss basis. See how easy it was. I'll explain again. 40% increase in price, so the price becomes 140. If they want no profit no loss, they have to reduce 40 rupees, give the discount of 40 rupees, so that original price again becomes 100 rupees. But what is 40 rupees discount in terms of percentage? 40 upon 140 into 100. Why 140? Because new price is 140. We should not consider old price. Now that gives out 28.5% discount. Question number 11. There is a 10% discount on a dozen pairs of trousers marked at rupees 8,000. How many pair of trousers can be bought with rupees 2,400? Very easy. Dozen pair of trousers means 12 pairs of trousers. Cost of 12 pair of trousers is 8,000 rupees. This is the marked price. Now there is a 10% discount if you buy 12 pair of trousers. Okay, so 10% discount on 8,000 rupees, that would be 10% of 8,000 rupees, that is nothing but 800 rupees, right? 800 rupees is the discount. So the final price now is rupees 7,200, that is 8,000 minus 800, right? This is the final price. Now 12 pairs are bought for rupees 7,200. So one pair of trouser is bought for 7,200 divided by 12, that is rupees 600, right? Now we have 2,400 rupees with us. In 2,400 rupees, how many pair of trousers can be bought? One can be bought in 600. So in 2,400 divided by 600, that would be 4 pair of trousers can be bought in rupees 2,400. 4 pairs of trousers. This is the answer. Question number 12. BlackBerry announced a discount of 25% on their trousers. Vivek went to shop. He wanted to save rupees 400 in discount. How many trousers should he buy to do so? If each trouser costs rupees 320, cost of each trouser is 320. Discount on each trouser is 25%. So how much is the discount in rupees? That is nothing but 25% of 320. That is 25 upon 100 into 320. 25 fours are rupees 80. So each trouser Vivek can save rupees 80. Now he wants to save 400 rupees in discount. Here in each trouser he is saving 80 rupees in discount. So how many trousers he should buy so that he will save 400 rupees in discount? Total rupees in discount he wants to save divided by now amount of rupees he saves in one trouser, that would be 5 trousers. So if he buys 5 trousers, he'll save 80 rupees for first, second, third, fourth and fifth, and this total will give him rupees 400 savings in discount. So he needs to buy 5 trousers. Question number 30. How much does the sarees sales revenue of Uday increase if Uday announces 25% discount on sarees and the saree sales volume increase by 40%? Again, over here, just we do not know exactly how much is the revenue earlier, how much is the revenue later and all that stuff. So let us start by some assumption. Let us say that Uday sells say 10 sarees, okay? Uday sells 10 sarees and price of each saree is rupees 100. So what is the revenue of Uday? Revenue of Uday is nothing but 100 rupees each saree into 10 sarees, that is rupees 1000. This is the initial revenue of Uday. Now what does Uday do? Now Uday gives a 25% discount on sarees. So now initially the price was 100, 25% discount, okay? So what will the price? 100% minus 25%, that would be 75% of 100, right? That is nothing but rupees 75. This is the new price of saree, right? Also they have given that the sales volume of saree increases by 40%. Initially Uday was selling 10 sarees, okay? Now there is a 40% increase in the sale of sarees, in the number of sarees which are sold. So what is 40% of 10? It is nothing but 4, correct? So 4 is the 40% of 10, that means Uday is selling 10 plus 4 equal to 14 sarees now, right? This is the new volume, right? This is the new volume. Now what is the new revenue of Uday? 75 rupees each saree into total number of sarees sold is 14, that is 1050 rupees. This is the new revenue of Uday. So what we have to find out is how much does the sarees sales revenue of Uday increase. So new revenue is 1050, old revenue is 1000, so the increase is rupees 50. 1050 minus 1000, that is increase is rupees 50. There is a rupees 50 increase, right? Now if we have to calculate it into percentage, what we will see, we will take 50. How much percent increase is there if you have to find out? What we will do, we will take 50 divided by the new old revenue, because we have to find out how much increase is there as compared to the old revenue, right? So 50 upon 1000 into 100, since we want percentage, this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, that is 5% increase in revenue. Moving on to question number 14. Question number 14. If a book costs rupees 900 and is sold with a profit of 10% and discount of 12%, then the advertised price is, now this is a very easy sum. This might look complicated to you, but it is not. You just need some common logic over here that would be helpful to solve the sum. Let us see. There is a book, okay? Now there is some advertised price or marked price or list price to it. Let us say we do not know that price, we have to find it. Let us say M rupees is the advertised price of it, marked price of it. Now the book is sold at discount of 12%. So what is the price of the book at which it is sold? It will be 100% minus the discount of 12%, that would be 88% of the original price or 88% of the advertised price or the marked price, that is 88M upon 100. So the book is sold for 88M upon 100 rupees, okay? Now what have they given? The book costs rupees 900. So the cost price of the book, that is the book at which the book is made, is rupees 900, and it is sold with a profit of 10%. Now let us take a very small example. Say if you have an object, okay, price of it is rupees 100 and you want to sell it with a 10% profit. What you will do? You will take 10% of 100, that would be rupees 10, and you will sell the book for your cost price plus this 10 rupees profit, that is 110 rupees. right? So cost price is 100, and if you want 10% profit, you sell it for 110 rupees. Let us see how 110 rupees converts to 10% profit. 110 rupees is the selling price. It is rupees 10 greater than the cost price. So the profit is rupees 10 and the cost price is 100 into 100, right? That is nothing but the 10% profit, right? We know quantity, how much more is the selling price than the cost price? Quantity 1 divided by quantity 2, and since we want it in percentage, we multiply by 100, so 10% more. So over here also cost price is 900 rupees. We want 10% profit, right? So what is 10% of 900? That is simply rupees 90. So the shopkeeper or the person who is selling the book, he has to sell the book at 900 plus 90 equal to rupees 990. Then only the person will get 10% profit while selling the book. Did you understand? It's very easy. Cost price is 900 and the person wants 10% profit while selling the book. So he has to sell the book at 900 rupees plus the 10% profit. That is nothing but 10% of 900, that is 90 rupees, and hence the person has to sell the book for 990 rupees. But we already know, okay, this is the price for which the books need to be sold. Okay, book needs to be sold. Now we already know that the book should be sold at 88 M upon 100, and we also know that the book should be sold for rupees 990. That means these two values are equal. So equating them, what do we get? 88 M upon 100. 11 8s are, 11 9s are, 90s are. So what do we get over here? We have 9000 divided by 8. That would be 8 1s are, again 8 1s are, 8 20, 8 2s are, 48 5s are. So rupees 1125 is the marked price of the book. Moving to next question. Question number 15. Profit of Raj while selling a book to Simran is rupees 63. Despite a discount of 23% on the book, Raj manages to get 10% profit. What must be the list price of the book? Now this sum is very easy actually, but you need to know one very small concept. It is very easy. It is related to profit and loss. This formula which I will be telling you right now, you will have to learn it when it comes to profit and loss, because otherwise you won't be able to solve the sums, right? So the profit and loss formula which I am going to tell you, it is like this. Percentage profit is nothing but profit in rupees, okay, profit in rupees divided by cost price multiplied by 100. So percentage profit is nothing but profit in rupees divided by cost price multiplied by 100. You have to learn this formula. We'll see in detail about this formula in the profit and loss video, but over here we need this concept because many sums related to discount are connected to profit and loss also. So let us see how using this formula we'll arrive at our answer. Now there is a book, okay, there is a book, and we do not which is sold by Raj to Simran. Now we do not know the list price of the book. List price means advertised price or marked price, right? Marked price. Let us assume that the marked price or the list price is rupees M. What have we learnt? List price or the marked price is always greater than selling price. And if we want to get profit, we know it is common sense. Selling price has to be greater than the cost price. Then only we will get profit. Otherwise, we will have loss. Right? Just remember this. It would be useful again when you do profit and loss. Okay. Now let the marked price be M rupees. Now Raj gives a discount of 23%. So how much would be the selling price of the book? That would be 100%. That is the price of book minus 23% discount. That would be 77% of the original price. That means the marked price. So the book has to be sold at 77% of M. That is rupees 77 divided by 100 multiplied by M. So the book has to be sold at this price by Raj because he is giving 23% discount on the book. Now what have they given? Profit of Raj. Raj manages to get 10% profit, right? This is 10% profit. but they also say that profit of Raj while selling a book to Simran is rupees 63. That means this 10% profit is nothing but rupees 63, right? This 10% profit in rupees is nothing but rupees 63. So using this formula now, let us see what do we get. Percentage profit is 10. Okay, I am calculating it over here. Percentage profit is 10. Profit in rupees is 63. Cost price do we know? No, we don't know. Into 100. So what do we get the cost price as? Rupees 630. This is the cost price of the book. Now we know that profit of Raj was rupees 63. That means the selling price for Raj must have been the cost price plus the profit, that is 63 rupees, that is rupees 693. So this is the price at which Raj sold the book to Simran. But we already know that Raj should sell the book to Simran at rupees 77 m by 100. So that means these two values have to be equal. So let us write them down. 693 equal to 77 m upon 100. Let us see. This is divisible by 7. This is divisible. 7 9s are 63. So 9 comes over here. Again 63, 99. 11 into 9. So marked price becomes rupees 900. So this is the marked price of the book which Raj sold to Simran. See how easy discounts was. If you know percentage, you would very easily solve all the sums related to discount. Whenever you have discount, you either find the discount in rupees, okay? If you have discount in percent, find the discount in rupees, or find the price of the object after cutting the discount, right? And after that, there are also things which we saw like profit and loss, and this formula related to profit and loss which is useful later on too. Now we have seen, also remember, list price is greater than selling price is greater than the cost price. We also saw formula for successive discounts. What was it? At the center here I am writing add minus multiply divided by 100 to get the successive discounts. This ends the video on discounts. Give it a like if you liked it, and please share it with others. Comments and suggestions can be left in the comments box below. Do let us know if you have a topic in mind, and we will develop a video on it for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay updated for more such tutorials.